Guys, welcome to the stream again. Another day, relentless trading. Now, I bet you this chat doesn't work again. I did have a play about a bit. Oh no. Where's that gone? Chat. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, good to see you. Appreciate you rocking up to this new channel. 400. Morning, Vin. Oh, we're on, guys. We are on. Yeah, chat is now working. Right, I'm not touching anything ever again. Done. The best I can get it. Morning Drift Lounge, morning Nella, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I know yesterday's trade, obviously I got out, I moved stops a bit too prematurely, however, I did that shoot away, but if you did get back in again, I did get in later on, and it did go down to our zone, so it did play out nicely, so I'm hoping if you're all watching the stream and you're understanding what we were saying and that, you probably would have entered again, because remember I did say the 15 can come back up. I can't even remember where we entered. What time did we enter? We got in.
I left at about 10:30. So it would have been between 10.
It was this one, 10, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. That's 1:10. Where the hell was that? Must have been these ones. Ah, it was this one here. Yeah. So we had a wing back from here. Yeah, we had a wing back from here. We entered on this candle, and then our take partial go to risk free was here. Now, when we looked left, we realised that the 15 can actually close bullish. And then another 15 breaks the highs again, and then even the other 15 breaks the highs again. So we knew that we could potentially come back up to break the highs again, and that's exactly what it's done. So it's came down, and then it's came to break the highs again, and then came through. I actually caught this on the way back down off this 5 minute. So I'm hoping he's caught something from that. I know a couple of guys in the group did, but it did come down to where we wanted to come down to. So a nice trade really, but unfortunately the trade on stream wasn't much. I think it was about 8 pips, and depending on what you took, I only took 50% out. I should have took a bit more really, but it is what it is. Today is a new day, so let's have a look what's going on today, because the weekly still hasn't flipped, and that's starting to make me think slightly differently. I'll explain the reason why. So the monthly then, we've got our zone for the monthly. Now there's 8 days left of this month. Okay. Now what I don't like about this candle now, if this candle's gonna close below 1991, it should probably be carrying on like from today down. However, we're very bullish, so it's telling me that are we gonna flip on this monthly, and that means are we gonna break the highs, something like this. Are we gonna get something like that this month? I really don't want that, because it means we're going all-time highs and we haven't got much data to go off, okay, trading, so we don't really want that. I'm hoping we can get some sort of momentum back to the downside. Now we've got news, we've got some news today. We've got now on Friday, it's not good. Okay, so we might not have enough to get down, so we've just got to see today. But really what we really want to see from this monthly is just close bearish or close below. That would be perfect for us, right? But understand that we're rejecting from this area, so we don't know if this is going to flip back to the upside or not. Now the weekly hasn't started flipping yet. Now for me, the weekly, it broke below this range of 2018. Therefore the weekly technically is now in this range, okay, coming down. Therefore this candle should flip to the downside. Now if it doesn't and we close bullish, then obviously we're coming back to the top of 2072, and that would make sense with the monthly flipping to the upside. Obviously it's not what we want, unless this is just a fake out back to the upside to come back down. But I don't think it would be, because you've already had a fake out here to come back up. So we really need this weekly to pull back today and tomorrow. That's what we're hoping. That's what we'd like to see. Obviously we're not going to think and hope. We're going to act upon what we see. But that's ideally what we want to see. If this weekly can, even if it closes bullish but closes Nestle 2018, and then the next one next week should be carrying on pushing, that would be the monthly pushing further down. Now it's a difficult one, because this weekly's not flipped yet, and we've been trying to work out at what point is it, how far does it need to pull back. Well, it's done all it needs to do, really. The next zone is here, so is it going to tap 2040 before rejecting? If it's going to reject, that is, we don't know, because the weekly's done all it wants to do. It didn't really need to break these highs on this wick here, didn't really need to break that, but it has done. So the daily, I mean, look at the daily candles, are massively bullish. I haven't got much of a bottom wick on this daily, but we are pushing. So let's see what this daily does. Now we know these dailies can reach up to these levels at 2036, 37. So could this be potential wing back sells from these levels if we push? Bear in mind, look at this daily. This daily came from this level at 2027 and pushed all the way to 2050 and then rejected. Now currently the daily is now broke out, where yesterday we didn't think it had, so we thought the daily had closed respected, but now you've had a bullish close above, a small bullish, so you're now technically in this range on the daily. So we've got contradiction here on the weekly and the daily. We're technically in this range, so therefore where should price be going? Well, price should be coming up to tap this range, and that's what it's doing now. It hasn't left us any range to get in for buys to the upside. So taking buys is very tricky, because we can reject from around these levels, because we know that's what these have done, or we can push straight through and reject from 2047 as well, because they're the next ranges. Now if you look at this, there is a range here as well. So there is a range. If you look at this one, let's say our daily's like that. because we've got back retest and then you're up and down in this area. Can you see where you're up and down? So let's say there's a minor range here. Well, I wouldn't say it's minor, it's quite a strong range. The daily hasn't broke above it yet. So we're actually technically still in this range. Therefore, where should we be going? Well, we should be coming to 2029. But are we going to break above or are we going to reject? The issue we've got now is the daily, well, to be honest, the daily for me is more like that. So you haven't got room for a bottom wick and you filled the range on the daily. So you can't really look for sell because there's no reason for the daily to come back down. But the daily's nearly filled the range where there's not enough for us to get in. So we've got to see on a lower time frame and see what prints for us. But at the moment, it's not looking very good at all. And I've been saying that quite often lately. You probably hear me, probably every stream I'll probably be saying, oh, it's not looking very nice. Because it hasn't been. It hasn't been. We have weeks and months where it's just so simple. Nice break, pullback's perfect. You wing back or you're a sell stop. Or a buy stop or whatever. But yeah, it's been tricky like. But this is good. This really helps you trade and it trains you to be disciplined. Look how much we waited yesterday. Yeah, you've got to wait. So what can we see price doing now then? Well, if anything, it should push to 2037 because that's what they all do. So when we're down in these levels, we should be pushing 2037. So let's just mark this up. That is the next range for the daily too. So if on a lower time frame we can see some signs of bearish momentum, we can maybe take a wing back sell. But it's very tricky because we're very bullish. I like very bullish. So let's go on. Let's have a look at the lower time frame, see if it can make a bit more sense to us. Oh, there's no bottom wick on this. Okay. So exactly what I said. The daily's push. 4 hours got no bottom wick. The previous 4 hour is actually still down here. So can we not take a wing back sell? Back down from 2037. No bottom wick. Let me have a look at lower time frames. No bottom wick, no bottom wick. Ooh, oh, is this it? Is this it?
I'm in.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, the hours broke out, so here's the thing. The hours broke out above, right? So therefore, where should the hour be pushing? Well, the next range here is 2034. That's minor range, but you all tend to... Well, that's 2034. Yeah, 2034, but you do look to come and tap 2036, which was our target yesterday, wasn't it? Remember what we said? In order to break the lows, these lows, was it these lows? You had to come and tap 2036. But the only issue we might have here is whether it gets up on this hourly candle. Because if we look left, these take a few hours to get up. And it still doesn't do it until this one. So are we going to get something like that where we spend a couple of hours and then one candle comes up, taps, breaks all the highs and then flips and drives down? Is that what we're going to get? We've got, this is a 2 hour, 1 hour. Let's have a look. So where's this hour pushed? Yeah, because look, this hour it's pushed all the way to 2035 and then pulled back. Now, I want to see if we can get an hour. We can't even take a break out, like buys up, which would be better really. If the hour closes up here and doesn't tap 2036 and we pull back, we could potentially take a wing back buy from 2031 back up. So you have a break, pull back, and then back up. Break, pull back. Unless we're going to get something like this, where the hour closes and then a new hour comes up. Or would it be more like that? There's something here at 2029. There's a level at 2029 where we tend to tap before driving. So up, back down, 2029, back up, okay. Okay. Yes, we could potentially look at that as well. Now, I would really prefer this hourly coming up to tap. So we've got potential wing back sells at 2036, and we've got potential wing back buys at 2029. If you tap 2036, we can sell from it because on the 4, from what I remember, the 4 is still down here and you haven't had a bottom wick on this 4. Now we did break the lows, so that's the downside. We did break these lows. So now it's got liquidity now to push through to this zone. Right. But do we need to come back down? Because we need to find out if this is the weekly flip. The issue we've got now is the daily. The daily's filling its range. Am I too loud on YouTube, guys? Because my mic it's going right up into the red. So let me know if I'm too loud and I'll adjust my mic. So is this 4 going to flip, or are we going to carry on driving? That's the question. We had a breakout on the 30. 30 no bottom wick. So are we going to get a fake out on that 30? Sounds good. Cheers, Drift. Cheers, mate. So if we get a 30 close like this, then this wing back could potentially be on. So how did we close on that 15? Okay, we broke above that. So when we get a 15 close above 2033, what happens to price? So we don't drive, we push to 2036. So are we more like that? Yeah, okay, so that must be it. So if the 15's close respect in this area, where are we going? Where are we going? We need to see when the 15's tap this area. We come back down to 2031. Do you know what? This is what we had. How many days ago? When was this? I remember this. Was it here? I swear it didn't quite come down, did it? It came back up before coming down. No bottom wick on that 15 either. Interesting. How's this 15 going to close? I would imagine the 15 coming down to create a bottom. We haven't tested previous support yet. Then again, the 30 hasn't closed. Let's see where this 30 is going to close and what's going to happen. We've got 130 completely filling this range. Is this 30 going to pull back? What's going to close respecting? Can we pop up? It's whether we can pop up to there. We might not. We might reject from these areas. What are these areas? 24 pips. See, we might be getting something like this. Can we get through them areas? See, I don't know whether we're going to reject from here 2035 or whether we're going to reject from 2036. That's my only little concern. 13 pips. Okay, so 30 is closed. If this 30 can push up, that's it. Stand by, guys, because we might be getting in here. We might be getting in. Well, let's see what this 5 does. If this 5 can print bearish and then come back to break the highs, we could look to get in. So if we get something like this, bearish print, new 5 comes up, breaks the highs, we can get in to come back down. Because I think we might have to come back down first. It's too far of a distance, this, I think. 25 pips to make it up. I think we're going to have to come and tap 2031. Come on. Calm your tits. Calm down. It's 15. Look, a little bugger. Oh, little buggers. That's the 30 closes well. So the 30's got a bottom wick now. We are bullish on the 30. So let's see where this 30 has closed. So it looks like it's sort of closed like that. Yeah, it's closed respecting as well. So we should be back down to 2031. Can we not buy from 2031 though? I would prefer 2029. We're close. This 5's what's this 5 doing? This 5 can break the lows for us and then pull back up. If it drives though, it's probably not on. 15 bearish close. Back into the range. Let's put the trend structure on. Do we take a wing back buy from 2031? That's the thing. the hour's got no bottom wick. This is the only thing I... See, the 30 looks nice for a wing back buy from 2031. However, if you flip to the hour, if the hour comes, that's the hour flipping at that point. So it's likely it could, the hour needs a bottom wick. So it's probably going to push past 2031. That's why I'm looking at 2029 for a wing back buy back up. Because even if the hour flips now and closes like that, and we get activated on the wing back buy, you should still pull back anyway, tap support in order to flip to come back down. Like that. Okay. So, but that's if you close down there. You might not close down there. You might just come down, activate, close doji, next play, and then the new hour is the one that drives through. But it's weird because both wingbacks are sort of quite far away where you don't know whether you're going to get the reach for them. This is a bit risky, this one, taking this wing back here. But this is what I'm saying, it might play out this. Because a 30 minute could just create a bottom wick for this previous 30 minute, reject from here, and then start pulling back. I couldn't get in on that 5, guys. Look at it. Look at it. If we had a little break below here and then we got a top wick, then yeah, we could potentially sell down to at least 20, 30, 31. Because there's nowhere else for it to go. There's nowhere else for it to go. So we've still got 25 minutes left for this hour. Now the hour has actually broke above. So let's have a look what the hour, every time we get an hour break above 2031, what does price do? Right, let's have a look. So hour break above, price pulled all the way back. I'm going to mark this area up as well. Right, I'm going to leave this, I'm going to put this green. Okay, so it hits our wing back and then pulls back. Sorry, drove through. So we're only looking when we come from the upside. Sorry, from the downside up. So hour break above. The new hour pushes up, which is what we're getting, and then pulls back with a little wick. Doesn't break the lows, and then look what the next hour does. Drives straight back down. Straight back down, and these are the wing back areas we had on last time. It was 2025. So we've got to be careful that if this hour doesn't, break below, we've got to get activated on this hour basically, because if this hour closes like this, the next hour can just fly straight through. Okay, 'cause that's telling us that, well, if this hour doesn't close below or activate us before it closes, then the next hour can drive straight through. Therefore this wing back won't be on. That makes sense? Can you see how we've got there just from seeing this little area? Because that's what price has done in the past, and it would make sense because it's pushing up. Pushing up. If this closes bullish, the little wick, the next hour can just bomb through the floor. Okay, because we're not driving at the moment. So that's that one. Our close respecting, and then we come back down. We tapped our wing back area and straight through. So that's the difference then. That hour, it's got to either close below, or if it closes bullish, it's a bit risky for us. Our close respecting, but still pulled back and flipped. Our close above, and then, or are we getting this? So we close above. We've got no bottom wick on this candle, and that's what we're seeing now. We've pushed up to about these levels, so does that mean the next hour is just going to come straight up to 2036? So could this be what we're getting? Up to 2036. What is the difference in these pips here? 26 pips. Let's mark this up as well. That probably looks so what we're looking at. Oh, here we go. Okay. Which one are we looking at here actually? This one. So our break above, pull back to 2030, and then flipped and carried on. Our break above, pushes to 2032, flips, push back down. Might be a bit risky this wing back, because we do tend to sort of pull back from it. Straight through. I'll break above, pull back to this zone, and then back up to 2033, which we've already pushed up there, but could we push back up there? So it's a bit, I think we just gotta wait here. It's a 30 closed yet. We don't know what this next hour is gonna do, that's the thing. We sort of, what do we need this hour to do? We need to get activated on this hour ideally. That's sort of what we need. Because if this hour doesn't get activated, activate the wing back buy, it means the next hour can just bomb straight through it. And that would be a better advantage point. Just trying to think if we need to drive down. Is this how we're gonna flip? Where did I get that 2029 from? Is this how we're gonna pull all the way back to tap to pull back? Well, that's where we got it from, wasn't it? Took a couple of hours to get down there though. So does that mean we're gonna 2027, these would be better. Yeah, I think that's what would be going off. So whether the hour can do that. Let me have a look. Because the 4's not closed yet. So that's a 3. The 4's not closed and we still haven't got a bottom wick on this 4. So really what we would like to see is this 4. We need this 4 to create a bottom wick, but I'm not sure it's going to do it now. 2 hours, 2 hourly candles left of this 4 hour, but you haven't had a bottom wick. So if you look like this, you closed at 2028 coming from the downside, or are we like this back down? So we should be pushing straight through to 2034. Therefore we might close respecting a new 4 pulls back, taps 2029, flips and comes all the way up to 2036. Are we going to get this? Or are we going to just power straight through? Okay. Okay, we are looking at buys, so I would prefer buys up to 2036. But we need bottom wicks on things. Yeah, look, I couldn't get in on that 5. There's only one place for this 5 to come, really. There is a 2039 level, like here. Sorry, 2029 level, where we might reject from. That's the only little issue. We might reject from 2029 and then power up. It means we would miss the move, but the advantage point is not very good on it. This 2027 is far better, and it can still get tapped before coming up. So I would prefer this 2027 level, but you've got to understand that this is the 4 as well, flipping to the downside. So if the 4 is going to flip to the downside, well, how steep's the bottom wick going to be? Well, it doesn't need to be that steep, really. But it's now broke all the highs and got enough liquidity to flip and drive if it wants to. That's the downside. So what would be best really is this 4 not flipping and closing bullish. It doesn't even have to break above, even if it closes respecting, and then on the pullback we could get a buy stop above. Could we get a buy stop above, or are we going to pull back? We haven't tapped any of these levels, therefore we can't push through to 2020. Probably going to push as far as 2021. What would be best? Forward close above, forward pull back, creates a bottom wick for this, activates us for a wing back buy to come back up. That's probably the best case scenario. Or the hour stop messing about and pushes straight up for a wing back sell from 2036, because you're going to have to pull back. So if you just carry on straight up, you're going to have to pull back to test previous support, and then you'll decide if you're going to come through or you're going to come back up and break the highs again. But at that point, you're selling from here. You know, you go risk free 2033, because that's another support, and you could target down to 2031, which is still a decent range, really. 55 pips. But we've got to see price carrying on to push. At the minute we're rejected hugely. So where's this 30 going to close? Because this is just a break and retest. This just break, retest of this area, and then it's going to decide what it wants to do. Is it going to bounce off, or is it going to come back in and close? Therefore it's a fake out. Then you're back in this range. So you should be coming down to these levels, and then from there, where you're going to go, well, you can decide whether you're going to break below or whether you're going to bounce back up to come back up. I think we're just waiting at the minute. Let's see what this hour does, because remember, if this hour closes like this is looking very familiar to where was that at? To this one. Yeah, this one. So the next hour comes all the way back down. Or there is another one. Where was that one at? Here. Where you pushed up to them levels. You closed a bit more bullish though on the hour, which we could still do that, but it's still got no bottom wick, and look, price still doesn't come back down. It actually carries on all the way to 2039. So is that, I want to see what time's this. Friday the 19th of Jan. Okay, let's go to 15. Friday the 19th of Jan. Here we are. So what do these 15s look like? So if we took an entry here, you'd close respecting. The new 15 then would push up, tag. What's the difference in this? 26. Yeah. What it is with second entries, you don't want them too close together. There's no point. It needs to give you an advantage. Otherwise, you're just doubling your risk for no reason, really. It needs to give you some sort of advantage. Now, even if you drive up, you still come back through. Up, come to halfway. So that would give you an advantage, because even if we do carry on driving up, you come back to halfway a few times, twice. You come back to where you could get out. You could get out and profit on that one as well. But there's a few times where we do push up to 2045. I don't know whether that was news, was it? Yeah, that would have been news. Ignore that one then. Yeah, so we could look at that. First entry with the second entry at 2039. But it's probably not going to happen until this hour closes. So look at the 30. See what I mean with the 30 now? There's no point taking a wing back here, because you could just power straight through because of the hour. If you look at the hour is like trying to flip to the downside. It might push back up because previous data has told us that this hour can end up sort of like that. But it also shows us that the hour can have a bottom wick all the way down to 2027. That's why I haven't got the wing back on now, because we can actually come back down. So there's a chance, and I don't want to. It's not worth the risk for me. So I think we'll wait for this hour close. Now, if this hour close is bullish, technically the 4 should carry on driving with the new hour, unless we do get that hour. What drops through the floor? Drops straight through that 2019 area. Sorry, 2029 area. Straight through. So if we get that bullish, let's have a look at that other one, because we're probably looking like that, aren't we? Here. But also, so if we get that bullish close on the hour, the next hour could literally power up. And we're not going to get a chance to get in to take buys up. But if we do get this bullish close like this, what we could do is not enter here. We could look at this second one for a wing back sell, 2039, because we know it can reach up there, and we take partial at 2036, and then hopefully the new hour would just, you could catch some really nice flies if that's what we're looking at. But whether you're going to get up there, because a lot of this is quite a strong zone as well. You might just come and tap these levels and then reject. So I suppose you could get an entry on back sell. I would prefer buys up though. Back sell, but it's got to come straight up though. Can't do a bottom wick. If it does a bottom wick, then these wing back sells are not on, because now you've had that break and retest, so it means you can just power up. We're only looking at these wing back sells if we carry on with the new hour. So ideally, if the new hour can open up and push up first with no bottom wick again, that would be perfect for us. Where did you get your wing backs from then, Dan? From this morning?
That was yesterday. So it was 21
Are these buys or sells?
buys.
Are they? Bloody hell! Look at that.
21 and 23. 23 was the first one and 21 was the second one. So,
That's class, mate.
I'm taking 75% out.
Class. Really good.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that it'll just continue going up to, because I was looking yesterday at a win back sell from around about 20, 36, 37.
Yeah.
So, like I say, hopefully it'll go up there and...
Well, we had this, yeah, we had that 36 marked up, didn't we, yesterday?
Yeah.
As a daily target. Like, we said that this needs to get tapped if it wants to come and break all the lows. And so let's tell the story while we're on it. Is obviously this here tried to get up there. Let's say this has to get tapped before breaking the lows. Let's say price wants to come down here this way, but it needs liquidity. Obviously this broke this high, but wasn't enough liquidity because we rejected here and didn't drive straight past this area. So now it's thinking, okay, well I'm going to have to drive past this area because I tried to come back up but couldn't do it. So I need more fuel, so now I'm going to have to break the lows. Now breaks the lows from this. Now it's got enough fuel to now push up to these levels at 2036. Now we're pushing up to these levels. But that's if price wants to come this way. We're doing this off a high time frame, like the weekly wants to flip, aren't we?
Yeah.
And if it's going to, that means the weekly is going to flip and push past these levels. But in order to do it, we need more liquidity. Obviously this wasn't enough liquidity for this one to carry on driving. So it needs to break these highs and push to an area where we need more liquidity, and which would be here. So yeah, that's if we want to break through this trend line, if we can do that. If we're into trend lines, that is. So it's all good. It's all good. We're just telling a story throughout, and we're keeping on top of the story. But it's just, I mean, getting pips from it is: are we going to jump on the train from here to make our way up, or are we going to wait at this stop to jump on the train to pull back down? That's what. Do we jump on the train here if it comes here? Or do we jump on the train here if it comes here? So we're two ambushes set, ready. We've got our little stickmen there with the weapons. Remember we used to draw these as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
In a flip book.
yeah. So there's one, and I'll do him a bit camouflage so no one can see him. He's got a ghillie suit on. Yeah, and then we've got another one here. This one's lying down. Yeah, and he's got his ghillie suit on. That's his ghillie suit. There you go. See, we do a tank. Do a tank. How did we used to do tanks? This is my tank. Someone's going to jump on this stream and go, what the fuck? It's meant to be trading. There's my tank. That's the round coming out. There you go. So we've got our ambushes here, and we've got our ambushes here, ready to go. Gets boring. That's what I'm saying with trading. That's why you need a community, because it gets very boring and lonely.
I wish I screenshotted that tank. It was amazing.
Oh man, you'd be able to sell it as a NFP. There you go. There you go.
That makes some funding for Relentless.
Yeah. Morning, Mike. Thought I'd be Nate on. Oh, thought I'd see Nate on when I saw the thumbnail. Oh, is that the only reason you jumped on? Because you thought Nate was on. Is that what you're trying to say, Mike? Morning, Paolo. Good to see you. No, mate. I've put the thumbnails down to. I think there's 10 I sort of choose from, and I just rotate them really. It's a good little thumbnail though, isn't it? Stoley's picture, yeah, he doesn't mind though. He is relentless, Nate. He's been with us how long? He goes to every meetup. He's like our #1 fan, Nate. He's like a VIP. He's smashing it though, isn't he? Funded, payout, doing really well. He had 100% on this account he's got now, 100% win, which is nice. He uses the Dean now though, which is good. When are you gonna make me a profile pic, a thumbnail, Mike? Did you get a mic in the end? Mike, a mic. English language, man, it's so hard, isn't it? It is though. It's stupid, isn't it? Like, how many theirs do we need? How many different types of theirs do we need? Like, or where? Like, it's just bloody. I'm not very good with me spelling. Okay, our close. Nice. So we don't want to come and tap 2031. But we'll have to say that quietly so it doesn't hear us. If we can push up, because now that the hour's closed at 2033, what does that mean for us? It's, are we going to get one candle what pops up, or are we going to come back down? Did we close above? No, so we didn't close above this area. So these in our area about here. So we're like that, aren't we? So is this new hour going to power up? So these wing backs are on at the minute, as long as we don't come back down. Now if we do come back down, these wing backs are also on. But it's whether we trickle up here, guys, because we can trickle up. So we want one big pushing candle. Now if we do pull back, right, to 2031, we potentially can get... Actually, we might not be able to do that. Look at these. We broke the highs and still didn't drive. Yeah, it's not on for me. That it would have to. I'd have to. 2036 is probably still on. Yeah. You do come back to there, though, don't you? Because if we can get this, if we can catch this 4 hour flip, if it's gonna flip. Oh, look at this hour. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? So what can the hour do now then? let's have a look. So the hour can pull back to 2031. The only wing back buy I can get on really is this 2027. But I can see how we might only come back to 2030 and reject, but it's not a very good advantage point. Oh, is it? So we've closed like that. Could we take a wing back buy from 2030? Yeah, I can see it rejecting from 2029. It's this what puts me off. So because we've had two candles have closed in this area, so from here to here we've had two bullish closes on the hour. So two bullish closes on the hour, and then 1 hourly candle comes all the way back down to 2028. Now we could look for an entry there, or 2025. I do think if you broke the highs, you're gonna have to come to 2036. So is this just a pullback to get up to here? Maybe let's see. Okay, let's get this on. We've not even brought the highs yet. We haven't brought into the next range yet. Well, these ones do. Can't really get a buy stop on the other side of it, because previous data shows us that this hour can actually come and break the high a tad and then still flip to the downside, which would activate you. The only thing I've got going on is these wing back sells at the moment, or this wing back buy. Wing back buy. But it's what comes first. It's a bit of a weird one today. We've got ambushes left, right, and Portsmouth. Is this hour gonna flip? Ooh. Ooh. No top wick, no top wick. Hour's got no top wick. 30's got no top wick. Okay, that means we're gonna have to come back up. We also might see a fast one here as well, so stand by if we do. Okay, so let's say we've seen this, come back down. Are we going to tap 2031? Broke these highs, we closed around 32. Are we going to tap 2031? Let's have a look at this. 2031. Are we going to come and break the lows? This is 15 going to flip. This is 15 going to flip. If we can get a big pushing candle, I'm close to getting in on this 2031, but I need a doji candle here, and I'd need 1.5, not create a top wick, push down, pushing candle. You're gonna have to stay switched on here, guys, because it might be a case of getting in quick, right? Yes, we've got wing backs, but if price prints what I want to see, 2031 is quite an area off the fives. And what we could do is, if we get a close below, we could get out on the next 5, so it would be a case of a 5 making a decision. So whether I can catch the move sweetly. 5, back up. Oh, could we get that? Could we get that? Okay. Could we catch that move? What do I need to see here? There's 15 break the laws here. Need top wicks on here. So if this 5 can pop down, okay, stand by, right? Stand by, because we might be getting in at 2031. Which would be, that's if this 30 can come and break these lows. This is that wing back area from the 30. But the hour's closed bullish now. That's why it's sort of now valid. Where the 30 you couldn't, because if the 30 closed down here, it means the next 30 could have just drove down. Can this 30 drive straight through? How long's left for this 30? 19 minutes. What are we going to pull back? Go on the 5. What do we wait for the wing back area to get tapped? This 4 is going to be the one, really. The 4 is going to tell us where it's going. Saying that though, the 4 can still close respect in this area. Even if it breaks above, you can still come back down. It's this bottom wick. This is the only thing why I'm not in now buying up. It's the only reason why we're not in now buying up. Because we've had 2 breakouts on the hour, really. I mean, you haven't had a bottom wick, so you wouldn't have got in on this one. But you could have buy stops above this one. But it's just, I need to rule out this bottom wick on the 4. Because if you get in now, this is the thing. If we get in now and we power down because the 4 just aggressively wants to flip, you're probably not coming back. So you think if this 4 closes doji and you've got a big wick, bear in mind you broke the highs as well, the new 4 is likely going to give you a little wick and then power down to break the lows. You're not coming back. So you can't get out at that point. This is all going to flip. Let's see if we can get a bullish close on the 5 and then 1-5 opens up with no top wick and pushes down, we can get in on 2031. Bullish close. Close. 15. This 15's closing in 1 minute 40, so what does this 15 mean? It's probably going to have a top wick for the previous if it wants to drive down. So if the new 5 does open and pushes down to 2031, breaking the lows, we can look to get in, because the 15 is likely going to flip to the upside to create a top wick before even coming down. That would be our risk-free area. If it doesn't, then you know we just wait. 15 close, no top wicks. The next 15 could just open up and just push back up though, so just be aware. The Ashworth gardening leave. Oh, the Dan Ashworth. Oh, right. No, I know. I think Newcastle. Do you know what it is? I'm so sort of proud how Newcastle are running the club, because with the Ashworth thing, like, we're not being pushovers. If you want him, you're going to pay compensation. He knows everything about the club. He knows who we're looking at, who we're targeting. He knows all the finances type of thing. Like, if you want to swoop in because you're a big club, Man U, and you're falling apart, and you know you need somebody to come and save you, then you're going to pay compensation. That's the way I look at it. I think you have to. They have to pay. Okay, let's see what this 15 does now. 30 no bottom way. 1 hour. 2 still isn't closed. 4. Is the 4 going to flip? 44 minutes. Got a doji candle. This 5's not doing it, is it? I don't like how that 15's closed. We do need a top wick on these, so if we can pop down though, whether you're going to pop back up or, because the hour's still up there, even if the hour wants to close bearish, you're likely going to pull back anyway, aren't you? So you could get out, I suppose. So the 5, if we can pop down on the 5 without coming up for a top wick here, we can look to get in. We're popping. I'm just so wary of that 4 hour, guys. It's a 4 hour. Four bottom wick and then drives. Is that what we're gonna get? Keep an eye on that 5. We've got to make sure that the 4 hour stays up there. That's the thing, really. If the 4 hour pulls back, we might be a bit goosed if we enter here. That's the only downside to it. But I do believe that this could be the area to push up. So if we can wick down without creating that top wick, then we could look to buy up, you see. 17 pips. So this 5 needs to break the lows. So if we get a 5 minute bullish close, and then 1-5 comes out, breaks the lows, and then that's the one that pushes back up. If we can get that, then nice. Oh, we could just flick the Dean on. What's this 5 doing? 5's closed bullish. That's a 3. Come on the 5. 1 minute. Can we pop down? But I tell you what though, Mike, if you do get him, he's a good man. He's a good at his job. Really good. What's that mean then? 10 minutes.
I think we'll get him.
Yeah, I do.
I think he wants to go.
He does. Well, he's asked. He said to go, didn't he?
Yeah. So.
And to be honest, you don't want people at the club who are forced to stay there.
Well, that's it exactly. You know, we'll just look for somebody else.
Yeah. Just Man U all over though, innit? Coming along, swooping in.
It's what we did to Brighton.
And that's why they get loads of stick, is in... that's why people put loads of money on top.
Yeah.
Because they can easily attract players, people who want to play at Man U. So the club know that, so they just go, yeah, you can have them for so much.
I suppose he's probably looking at him and not going to be restricted by FFP. So there'll be more he can do.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't blame him if he wants to go. Like I say, at the minute, Man U are still a bigger club than us.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's probably going to be a while before we're on par with those teams, so it is what it is, isn't it?
Did anyone watch the City game the other day? I didn't watch it, but someone on TalkSport came on and was like, it was embarrassing. I suppose with loads of seats empty in that in the stadium.
I mean, that's the spy's not on, is he? No, I was going to say that's just normal, that, isn't it? Cardboard cutout.
Yeah, it's funny how they're all fully sold out though.
Yeah.
And then they're on about expanding the stadium. And they're still sold out. You do know the matches get recorded, don't you? What are they? Oh, shit. I think I'm going to wait for this. I don't know whether I'm going to get in on this. Because the 30 looks like it's going to close down here now in 8 minutes. And if the 30 closes down here, it means the next 30 could drive further down, and that would be the hour flipping. Therefore, is that initiating the 4 hour push down? So I don't really want to get in for a buy at the minute.
Move my stop. 2030. Coming down.
Look, there's the 5. I mean, it depends on this. What's this 5 going to do? There's a pushing candle there. That's a nice pushing candle, to be fair. But I'm just going to wait out here, guys. This might. If this 5 pulls back, then yeah, it's probably going to look to come back up. There's something to come back up for, because there's 15s with no top wicks and all sorts. So there's things to come back up for. But oh, can we get down to our zone here? 2027. Are we going to do it on the new 30? It's quite a clean area though, just be aware. We're still bullish on everything apart from, well, the 4's still bullish, but it's just this is the thing I'm cautious on, coming back for this. And if this 4, we sort of need this 4 hour to close here. We need this 4 hour to close here or breaking out above 2031 for this wing back to be on. This is probably not on at the moment until this 4 hour closes. Let me get rid of this so you don't get confused. And why do you think it's not on at the moment? It's because if we get activated on this 4, it means the 4's flipped. And it could drive further down. However, yes, I understand there's only 36 minutes left of this 4. And it's probably not going to drive too far because the next 4 is probably going to give a top wick. But the next 4, you think if this 4 flips bearish, flips like that. Yeah, let's say it flips like that in 30 minutes, which it's doable. But the new 4 doesn't actually have to give us a top wick at all. Why? Because this has broke all the lows. There's loads of liquidity it's picked up now for this new 4 just to open up and drive straight down and break the lows. There's enough liquidity here to break these lows if it wants to do that. So you don't want to be getting caught out on this. For this wing back buy to be on, we need a 4-hour close bullish and then it can be on, which would be the best entry I would think of the day, because we're going with the trend. Then you think these wing back sellers actually, they're not with the trend at the moment. Yes, I know the weekly's probably going to flip or should flip, but the daily and everything else is just heavily bullish. So until we see signs of bearish momentum off the daily, then we're still bullish at the moment. So if we can get a forward close like this, the new 4 comes down, activates us, takes us up with it all the way up to these levels. And look at the hour's got no top work. This is going to tap this now, isn't it? I know for a fact. What does that mean on the 4? Is this going to tap this? Or are we going to mess about? Because if this 4 closes doji, right, or bearish, then technically we should be coming back down to at least 2024 levels. So we're looking for sells down. Now I don't know if we're going to get that. I think we're going to close in around here, ideally above. Then if we can get a pullback, wing back buy on to come up. But if not, we can get buy stops above, because at that point the 4 then should be pushing through to 2034. But remember, the 4, if it breaks above, it doesn't need much of a bottom wick in order to go. So it's whether we get on that wing. I mean, we are at that wing back area. Do you know what? What if the 5 closes above? Can we not come back up? Because how are we going to get this? So we've come from these levels at 2016, okay? We've come from down these levels. 2020 here. We've had a 4 reach up all the way up, tap 2033, and then pull back. So if the 4 closes like this around 2028, and then the new 4 opens up, this wing back buy won't be on, but this one will be, because the new 4 opens up, pulls back to the 2025, and then flips and comes all the way through to that 2036. So this would be a perfect case scenario, this one here. So if we can get something like that, then ideal. So really, it's all on the 4. It's what the 4 is going to do. We really don't want this 4 flipping. It needs to close in around this area. And that's why I didn't take this wing back here, guys. You can see. Because the 30 looked like it was going to close in around here. It means the new 30 could just drive. We don't want that. So at the minute, this wing back buy is not on. If we close like this, we're going to be using this wing back area, 2025. We're so close to a wing back sell, weren't we? So close, yet so far. So a new 30-minute candle's opening up here. So what's this 30 going to do? Is this a fake out to the downside to come back up? So are we going to get a 30 close back in, and the whole thing was a fake out and the 4 closed above, then this swing back buy would be back on? Or are we going to drive down on this 4 and the 4 is going to flip? Because if the 4 flips and closes bears, it's a whole different story. These wing backs won't be on. These wing backs probably won't be on. It's a whole different story. We'll probably start again with a top down if this 4 flips. And I did say at the start of the stream this 4 could flip because it's got no bottom wick. But that's if it does. We've got 30 minutes to wait. Might as well go and make it. It's what we call it in Hartlepool, Dan, is a chorba ding dash. You fancy a chorba ding dash? That's what we say, I know. We're weirdos, aren't we? I'm gonna go and make a chorba ding dash. $20.29. The areas of resistance are $20.29. The 4s are not the best in and around these ranges. Let's see what this 4 does. I'm not liking these late trades, mind. Guys, I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. I'll put some tunes on for you. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just to let you know as well, Relentless podcast out on Friday. Best episode yet, I heard. No, I proper waffle, like pure waffle. At one point I was like, I need to shut up a bit here. Right, I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. I'll be back in a sec. the 4 doing? Ooh. See, the 4's not doing nothing. Still no bottom wick on it. Nice. So how's this hour gonna close here? Is the 4 going to give us a bottom wick? And if so, how big of a bottom wick are they going to give us? Still no bottom wick. Trying to see a 4 with no bottom wick. What does the next candle do when you don't break back above 2031? Really see one. So if we look at the areas where we've in the past where we've struggled to break above 2031, right? So if we look at maybe this area here, okay. What else? It's sort of new ranges, isn't it? Yeah, this 4 came back down. How are we going to do that? They all do tap 2039 eventually. Or at least 2036. But are we going to pop up first to tap it? I don't know whether these wingbacks are going to be on here, because I don't like this here. $2022. What are you going to do for? We sort of need a forward close above if we want this wingback to be on. Because if we get that forward close above, then we should be pushing to the next range at 2034. But this 4's got no bottom wick, so it's a reason to come back down to create a bottom wick for it before coming up. Unless we're going to get a fake out in that 4. If this 4 closes respecting, guys, we might have to wait for 36 or 39 to get tapped. It all depends on where this 4 is going to close. Because we should get a wick fill on the 4, really. If you look at this 4, no bottom wick. This is probably the most similar thing we've got. And then it broke above 2032, and then the new 4 came back down to 2030, and then we drove up. But if you look at this, this is another 4-hour candle, this, and we don't do anything. So are we going to get that where we do nothing? Could we take a buy from 2030 where we would have? Let me have a look at the lower time frames. So if we get a 15 close back above, does that mean the 4's likely going to push Came close, mine, didn't it? Oh no, that was the previous one. What is this for? I'm gonna do 7 minutes left. Now, if the hourly closes respect, and fantastic, yes, this can still be on. Whether you're gonna get it or not, though, you might just flip to come up, which would be the 15 closing back above. If the 15 closes back above, can we get a bottom wick buy stops on the other end, or do we just wait? If we get an hour close above, this swing back buy will be back on to come back up. Because the new hour, what the new hour might do is pop down, break the lows again. Don't know what, then pull back. If it's, we need to see if we do that. Like this one here. How are we going to get that? Respecting, I'm going to power through. God, we might not come that far though, that's the thing. Because are we copying this here? So if the hour close respecting, there's a new hour going to open up and just take the highs before coming down. Gee. We could see some consolidation around here, guys, just be aware. Are we going to get this? Look, so our close is respecting. Our pulls down, taps, pulls back. Come on the hour, we want to close respecting really, but bear in mind it could just open up and push back up. If it does that, we've got to hope it gets to the wing back area at 2036, otherwise might be a day. Might be a day. The hours do tend to fly through here though. There is a minor support here, but you can fly straight through. So 2025 might be the better entry. What's the difference? 22. We don't know if the next hour is going to fly up or fly down. It can be either one. Now what would be ideal is if the next hour can open up. If the hour closed like this and the next hour opens up, pushes up, breaks the highs, and then we could potentially get sell stops on underneath to come back down. No, we couldn't because of 4. What can we do here? Three minutes for the close. Where's this 4 going to close? What the fuck was that? Mozzie. Mozzie, is this? We're in. So if you look at this one, if you look left, this area, right, this closed respect in this area. So we're getting something like this, but the new 4 opened up, only pulled back to 2029, and then flipped to fill the range at 2036. So are we gonna get that? If that's the case, then we wouldn't pull back to this wingback area, but it does mean that we should push through to 2036. But it's, how long does it take to get through? These are 4-hour candles, remember. Because you've already tapped, you're likely going to get a wick fill on the 4. All we would do is if we got a close back above 2031 or maybe a 15, we could maybe buy up. That's what we could potentially do. So if the 4 opens up and pushes down, potential wing backs from 2027. Or 2025. If not, we'll wait for breaks back above 2030, and then we'll buy up to at least 2034, because we need to come back for these wicks, these top wicks. 30's no top wick, hour's no top wick. So this hour's closing below. So if we can pop down first, break the lows in around these areas, we've got a potential wing back buy, back up. But worst case, if it flips and we get a 15 close above 2031, we can look to come back to fill the range at 2033 at least. But hopefully that's the push up to 2036, because that's what the 4 tends to do. The 4 tends to push through. Oh, where are you closing, you little bugger? $20 seconds for a forward close. How steep is this bottom wick going to be? Okay, there's the 4 close. We've broke above this minor support. Can we pull back now, create a bottom wick for this? So this wing back is on, but I don't know whether we're going to get that far down. Whether we're going to get that far down, because 1 forward can come right through it. Do we need to break the highs? On this 1 forward candle, there's 2 things on it. 1, you're probably going to need a wick fill, and 2, you need a bottom wick. So which way is it going to go first? And here's another tough thing, because if the 4 pushes now, taps this area, it's likely going to tap and flip. It's likely going to go like that. Sorry, unlikely. Because you would have broke the highs again, and I don't think you need to break the highs again. So that tells me you're probably not going to come back. So if anything, you'll probably test this area. So could we look at something like that? Therefore, would this wing back be closer to maybe round? We need to have a look. I mean, this 4 taps it. We can get a nice big pushing candle back down. No top wicks on them 5s. That's nice. We could have a second entry at 2025 as well. 23 pips at that point. What are these stops? 90. Four, three. See, we haven't broke out on anything. We haven't broke above for anything. 2, you broke back into the area. 1. But is this going to be a fake out to the downside? So if you're getting our close back above. 15. 15. Now if we get a 15 close above, can we not do that? We need a bottom wick though on the 4. Do we need a bottom wick? Do we need a bottom wick? You do need a bottom wick. You only need it to 2029. If we can get a bottom wick to 2029, then we can take a 15-minute buy above 2030. Okay, but we need a bottom wick 2029, so I'm going to mark this up. I won't be taking a buy stop because you technically haven't broke out, but if we can get a pullback to 2029, then this can be buys above on a 15. Okay, when we wait for a 15-minute close. Hopefully though, if you're coming down to 2029, hopefully we can push past and get to 2027 for our wing back buy. Now it might not be 2027, might only come and tap this no wick area and then come up, which just going off previous. Look, no bottom wick, he just flew. The reason why it's here and not a bit higher up is the advantage point, really. The thing with this advantage point, this is not the best advantage point either, because the 4, if this 4 closes bearish, this 4 now can actually fill this range because of the liquidity grab. Because we're not broke out of anything yet. I'm trying to think if we can sell down. What would we need to sell down? In order to sell down, we'd need these top wicks taken. So it's sort of similar on the other side. If we can come up, create a top wick for these, and then it'll be 15-minute closes below 2031. That makes sense. Are we going to come back down to tap 2028? If so, are we going to push past 2028? And then if so, where are we going to push past to? We've been above, we've come back. Are we going to get this here? Tap. How far is this bottom wick going to give us on the 4? That's what we're trying to work out. Don't know whether we want to come straight back. This 2025 probably better. driving down now, are we? What's the fives doing? Close, guys. We're close. We're just not moving. I mean, you could argue and say the hours close respecting. Like that. Can we get down or we got a flip on the hour? It's a 30 done. Okay, there's a 30-minute range there, which we might close nest play. Do we need to come back up? 5. The 4-hour wick fill is here at 2028. Not the wick fill, sorry, the bottom wick for the 4. So do we need to tap it before coming up? If this 30 can close respecting like this, we've technically got a fake out with a nest player back in. If the new 30 then can pop down, break the lows, and then that'll be the one more flips and drives back up. Anyone bored? Anyone bored? Okay, so the 5's coming down. How far is this 5 gonna come though? That's the thing. 30. 30 closed bullish, back above. This 30 hasn't closed yet. There's still two 15-minute candles left for this. The 15 was bullish. How's this 15 gonna close? Okay, so now, if we pull back to this area, we know the 4 has now got its bottom wick, what it needs, right? So if we get a 15, I can't get a buy stop on because we technically haven't broke out on the 4. So we haven't had a breakout yet. However, we know that the 4 doesn't have to break out and can still drive. So what would confirm that we're going to come and fill the wick? Probably a 15-minute close. So if we can catch a 15-minute close on this candle as it flips back up to the upside, we can maybe buy up because you're probably going to come and fill the range at least 2034. And remember, we've still got reasons for price to want to come back up because we've got no top wicks on the 4, on the 1, no top wicks on the 30, and two 15-minute candles have got no top wicks. So it is a sign of price should want to come back up. We've had a 15-minute close respect in there. Oh, that's nice. Can we pop down the next 15? Come on, one candle pop. I mean, it's some distance. What have we got? 20 pips. Can I pop 20 pips? Can we pop 15 pips? Oh, no bottom wick on that either. New 15, no bottom wick. What does that mean with the 30? Is the 30 going to flip to the upside? Is that what's going to happen? It's teasing us, guys. What was the score in the end, Sharif? Let me have a look, actually. 4-1. Let's have a little watch of these highlights. Oh, what a ball that was. Oh my god. Oh, pushing down. We've got no top wick on the 15, which is nice. If we can get down to 2027, we need a big pushing candle. Oh, god. Oh, wait there. Let's pause this. Okay, can we push? Don't like how it's good enough. It's got a wick here though. Okay, so we can definitely take buys above now on the 15. Okay. Buys above. So how far is this going to come down? So it's in between here and here. For wing back buys back up. Because this is the 4-hour bottom wick area here. So it's whether we're going to push. Just because it's a wing back. Needs a bottom wick. Doesn't mean that it's just going to do this, tap that area, then flip. It could, but it just means price needs to come back to that area, so it could just push through. Now I like how this 15 minutes closed with no top wick as well. So if this 15 can pop down, then yes, we're in, and it can do, because we can get some big 15s. We just go risk free around 10 pips mark. The target is actually 36. Potential second entry there, so we're looking at something like that, guys. Be nice if this 15 can do it and the 30 flips back up. This might not play out straight away. Might be a case of taking a while to play out, but we'll see. So this, I mean, this is nice what we're seeing, that we're not just fully driving down. Because if you get a doji can on this 15, that means the 30 is actually closing, respecting still. And then what you'll get is, okay, price will struggle to break the lows now. You start respecting this area. But in order to drive up, it'll probably want to break the low, and it'll be one candle what pops down and then flips in one go. That'll initiate the move back up. Right, that's if. It's just whether we can get down to 2027.900. So this 15's not bad really, but we're just not popping down. So another thing what could happen though is we could just reverse from here, but that's why we've got our 15 above. Because if we get a 15 close above this, that should be confirmation that when now the 4 hours flip back to the upside, it's done its bottom wick, and we're going to start coming to fill the range. We're going to have to come up to create that top wick for these, at least before coming down. So we just got to be patient. Now get rid of this. We've had the pullback we needed. So be patient, guys. You don't want to be entering now, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. Still at the minute. It's got to feel right. Oh, what a goal that was.
Which one was that?
Off Gakpo's head. It's like a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Reflexes there.
Porto beat Arsenal as well.
You are?
Porto beat Arsenal last
Did
night.
they?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's
That
knocked
was
their
good.
confidence.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm scared though. They look good.
Well, that's it. Just the way we're shipping goals at the minute, I think it's.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I've got a feeling he's going to mix it up a bit though. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think he has to make some change. Like, damn, I don't know. I tell you what I seen the other day. It was like Cher pushed forward. No, the number 3 row. What Bruno does.
Yeah.
Oh, another class goal. So sharing that number 6 role with Dan Burn and Botman centre backs and Tino on the left. So
Yeah.
then Bruno can push a bit higher up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can go with that.
it was like this. I thought, do you know what, that's really good. So you got your 4, yeah, and then you got your 3, which is narrow, and then you got your 3 up top. Yeah. So Ben here, Botman here, Tino, Trippier, Shane here, Bruno, Longstaff, and then obviously your top 3. But I think Shell do, because he likes to push forward, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think he'd suit that role pretty good, to be honest. And that would make that you're not losing Dan Burns' height at that point. The issue with Dan Burn is just his pace, but he's not a left back, so it's like we can't have a go at him.
No, well that's it. It's
15's flipped. $15 has flipped. So what does that mean for the 30? That means the 30 is closing doji. So if the 30 can close doji like this, new 30 pop down and up. We don't want this 30 to fill this range though. I've got another meeting at 11 here, guys. This is not good. I might have to start pushing things back to 12.
oh, jumping on the stream at 7.
Yeah. I know, yeah. 50 seconds for a 15-minute close. So the 15, this is quite a choppy area here though. We can bounce in between. We're going to break a ball on this 15. Only thing I don't like taking buys is we've had an hour close. Or did a close respecting this? Don't want this 15 to close. I knew it'd do that. I knew it. So if we get a bottom wick, don't know if I can take this 15, guys. If I get a bottom wick and we break the lows again, we'll get a buy stop on off this 30. But I need to break the lows one more time. Because remember, the hour's still in this zone. So the hours should be coming down still. The hour can pull back to 2032 and then still flip. 2032. If we break the lows one more time, we can get a buy stop on. But I don't know if we're going to break the lows again. This 15 is likely going to flip. Because is this just a fake out to the upside, ready for the hour to flip to the downside again? Because if you look at these ones, yeah, so this 15 actually broke above this mess, and you could be thinking, okay, yeah, we're pushing back up now. But then this 15 came up, broke the high, which would have activated, yeah, then still flipped to the downside, closed bearish. I mean, it could come back up. If it comes back up and creates this, oh god, it might be calling it a stream, guys, because then you're looking at this at that point. You're looking at this, but it might not happen straight away. I'm just thinking, do we need to come back up to break the highs if we're going to drive back down? Could we not just take a buy off the 5? No bottom wick on this 5. Really sucking us in here. I can't take that. I cannot take it. This is your trade though, take it by all means. I don't like the hour because the hour can still flip to the downside. Look, is this just the hour testing the high before flipping back? It's a good sign that, you know, we're attempting to come back up and we haven't tapped these areas yet. But is this just a fake out? Is this just a fake out to the upside in order to come back down? And the thing is though, you can't even take the next one, because what the next one might do is, if this 15 closes bearish, the new 15 might come up, create a top wick for these and then flip and drive through. And then you would have been activated off this 15. And you don't want to get caught in this coming down. This is just another trap what they're setting, I think. Unless this flips and does drive, but it's not my trade to take. Who thinks I'm picky? Morning, Jamie. Your counter your risk 2%, mate. So James just asked 2 questions. How much do you counter your risk each trade? Is there anywhere to see data for account growth for the live stream? And Dean, you'd have to speak to Vic, because the Dean, it's not an automated thing. It's, you basically buy the indicator and then it's yours, so how you use it basically. So you'd have to ask for personal stats on the Dean, whether they're going to give you it or not. But Vic might have something. If you drop Vic a message in the... Are you in the Discord, Jamie? If you're in the Discord, drop Vic a message. She might have something she can show you about the Dean. Or just reach out to members who've got it, and I'm sure they'll just tell you. I mean, the thing about Relentless, it's not an MLM, so they don't have to lie to you. They don't have to try and persuade you to get it or get on. So they're probably going to give you that honest opinion, because they gain nothing really. So maybe ask a couple of members. Yeah, there is, with the stream, I've got a MyFX book, and also we've got the logbook here. So this logbook, it's got every trade we've took on stream, and it's also got the links to the YouTube of every trade on there. And we only started live streaming in November, so November's got every trade we took, our stats, our pips, our win rate, even sort of money on this, but bear in mind this is a demo account. And then December, same again, everything's on here basically. January, and if there's any trade you want to look back at or count them, we just get up the YouTube stream and you can just have a look back from there. And then February, which we're on now, we're currently minus this month at the moment, but that's the thing, you know, one loss and we've nearly brought it all back. See what I mean? So yeah, the stats all there, mate. I'm trying to be as transparent. The way I do my trading is 2% risk on this. So this is a demo, and the reason this had to be a demo because I wanted the stats for the MyFX book, where my other accounts are withdraw, so it'd see the withdrawals. I didn't want that. I wanted you all to see the account grow, and all I do is I trade copy. I use Social Trader to copy to my other accounts, like my personal accounts or my funded accounts. But again, they're just on a 2% risk, because 2% gives me enough leeway. It doesn't violate any rules as in prop firms, because you only get 5% a day, remember. So I could take 2 losses in a day and then still not blow me account. And let's say the way we trade is, look, first entry, potential second entry, you know, it wouldn't even be 4% really, because this would be less stop loss, but I just use the same lots, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question, Jamie? Look, is this going to be a fake out? Dan, what do you reckon? Is this going to be a fake out, mate? Or is this the bottom wick to flip to the upside?
Yes.
It's the bottom wick, the bottom wick to the flip to the upside, or a fake out?
It's gonna flip to the upside.
Ooh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Dan?
100%.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. So that means this 15 has to flip. Yeah. If it doesn't, you have to do 5 push-ups.
Ooh, bloody hell.
I know. Oh, 4 then. Go on then.
I'll give you 1.
All right, 1.
At the minute. I can't do anything with this. Roll from the back.
Oh yeah.
I look like
All right, Jace.
Hi.
Oh yeah. How are you doing, mate?
Alright, I took a bite on the devil and see what he's doing.
I took a bite just to see what happens.
Already made a couple of big profit on the devil, so why not?
Why not? Yeah. Are you working today?
I am there, I'm
Oh, yeah.
in Brummyland.
Brummie?
Brummyland. Birmingham.
Birmingham. It's when they're from Dudley. It's when they're from like places like Dudley and that, and then they go, "I'm not a Brummie. I'm from Black Country." That's what they say, don't they? From Dudley. From Dudley. What are we doing? 5? We're getting another 5. We've just had another 5-minute close. How did that 5 close? Oh, bearish. There's one 5-minute candle left for this 15 to flip. So you would need this. There's no bottom wick on this leg. You'd need something like that. Which you could get. You haven't brought the lows. So this could be enough to push back up maybe. Let's see. This is nice if this 15 can pop down. Because 115 can actually come down. Look at this. 115 can actually come down and tap. So can this 15 do it? That means, let's have a look what the 5 looks like actually. So can this 5 pop? Oh, I can't remember where we are. Where are we at? Must be this one. 1-5 pop. Only thing about this though is you know we want this tapped, but you create a higher high, so you've now got liquidity now to push past this and this, but how far can it push? Oh, the 5's flipping down. Could you be right? Could the 15 flip?
Let's go.
I'll be back in a second. Can't wait for my new office though,
When's it happening?
so I can actually call it the Nest again. I reckon within the month, I think. Maybe not this month, next month I mean.
Yeah.
But then it needs to, I need to insulate it all and do some work on it. Put some vents on, get a new door, glass door. Paint it. And then,
Fair bit of work.
yeah. So it means when I'm in the new house, it means this little setup. This is just a little setup at the minute. They'll just be sort of tucked away in the corner until the nest is done.
Yeah. Are you upgrading or downsizing?
We're upgrading, yeah. Upgrading. Yeah. It's more for Taylor, because obviously Taylor's disabled, isn't she? So you need like a wet room and that. That's what we've been waiting for, the work to be done. A wet room, hoists on the roof, all sorts, ramps up to the door.
More accessible.
Exactly that, yeah. And find a house round here, what's like that, is a nightmare.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Bear in mind there's loads of houses empty. Loads. But they're all second homeowners. They're all second homes for the rich. But in the winter, mate, they're just sat empty. And then you've got young couples and that on the island who can't get a house. But then you've got
Yeah.
villages, full villages sat empty.
That's madness, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a housing crisis. It's just mental. Mental.
See, there's a house in, like, the building houses, like, up here. There's new estates going up. And
Yeah.
there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, they are like.
They say there's, like, well, they have to put a quota of affordable housing
Yeah.
within each new build.
Yeah, but why are they going up, mate? It's along the line. It's greed again. So the property developers greed. They're only going to sell to people who can actually buy, as in people can't get mortgages at the minute.
Well, this is it. That's what I'm saying.
They
like,
need more
affordable
social housing. Yes, Sharif, you're right there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. It's social housing. But as the result, like, we've had all of this. You can buy social housing after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then you've got buying up things and we'll have crashes, and then it's rental markets. But yeah, affordable housing now is, you're still looking at like 150 plus.
Yeah.
So for me as a single person, you know, it's an absolute nightmare to try and get on there.
It
Because
is.
I can't go to the bank now and ask for 6-7 times my yearly salary for a mortgage.
Yeah.
So
It's all backwards housing. Like, it's all backwards. You know what it is? Because greed's crept in after World War II, and life was getting good, and you could actually buy a decent sized house just from on your work salary and one income. Yeah. Life was getting good, but over time, greed's just crept in. The banks, mortgage companies, greed, all along the line, just greed. That's what's happened. That's why it's all just gone.
yeah, I think it's always been there. Ireland, isn't it? People are really taking it.
So it's nice the 30's actually closed above, because this 30 can now still flip, right? Now the 15 didn't. We actually got a fake out on the 15, Dan. So one push up, yo. Right, we got a fake out. However, we can actually still flip to the upside off the 30. But let's just see if we can push down, break the lows. Is that your mic, Jace?
Oh shit, sorry man.
Yeah, cheers, mate. If the 30 can push down and tap, but the thing is though, this previous data here doesn't look nice for the 30, because you can just come straight through and tap the second position at 2025 to then come back up. But later data, you can tap it and flip. Come back up. So if that's the trade, that would be the trade. It's just whether we can get back down. I've got to go as well. I've got 9:11.
News as well in a couple of hours, so
Yeah.
that can spoil it.
So whether this 30, so we had a 30 close above here, and this 30 closed bearish, didn't activate on this 30. It was the next 30 what done it. Tap, back up. I believe it's about 15 pips, is it? Yeah, 15 pips. I'll probably end up closing full there, because he can probably still come back down at that point. Because the hour's still... Where's the hour? So the hour's closing in... Okay, so what's this hour going to do here? So is this the 4 coming for a bottom work? Because if we get a bearish close on the hour, we need a doji close on this hour, really. And then the new hour pops down, taps, which would make sense with the 30, what I've just explained. So that 30 closed bearish, and then the next 30 is the one what popped down. That would make sense. So if we can close respecting this on the hour and close doji, and then the new hour pops down, breaks the lows, and then flips, and that initiates the move back up. That's what we're after. We're close. Probably still. I'm waiting for a phone call. You see, that's what I'm waiting on. But it's between like 11 and 12, so I'll probably stay on until the phone rings and then maybe mute yous. Let's see. Because the way we're looking, we're probably looking at the next hour. 10 minutes. See if we can pop down. I mean, if we can get down on this candle, even better. But if you get 30 closed below, we don't want to close below 2029 on the 30 really. Still no top wicks on these either. It's nice though. Look, we've got no top wick here. No top wick here. I do believe we're going to pull down in around these areas, and then we're going to fly straight back up to 2036 if we can catch the move right. So when I say I'm going to close out full there, maybe I might not. Because we've now had an hour break back into this area. So if we get that hour break back into this area, are you then going to pull all the way back to tap 2036 first before coming down? That's what could happen as well. Or hour close below, the new hour opens up and actually doesn't come back until you tap 2021. So I don't really like the look of this here. I'm just thinking whether we could sell down, but that was after tapping these levels, and plus we're on a downtrend there, so I don't know if we're going to get that. We've came up, our break below 2026. This is more what we're looking like, isn't it? Hour break, down, tap, back up. I'm messing about here. We haven't tapped that level. What are we doing? If this hour breaks the low, if anything, we're probably looking at the bottom wing back buy. As in closes below. We need this hour to close respecting. Unless we activate now on this. But we've got 2 5-minute candles left. Oh, that's a lovely 5, that. Okay, this could be it actually. This could be the push now. So whether the new hour... because the hour's going to close below then. Because if we get an hour close below you, basically you're pushing to the next one. So it's like if we get activated on this 5, it's likely the hour's going to break below. Do we need to, if we do get activated, do we need to come back up before driving? I would think so. Let's see what this hour does. if you look, we broke the lows, we've now brought the highs. So we're going to come back down, break these lows again. Or is this just a pullback to carry on? And was this the fake out to the downside to push up? How is this daily going to close? We haven't had a bearish daily candle for days. Is this going to be the one? No data. Is this daily going to flip? Shouldn't really flip from what we're seeing, but we haven't got much data. We should close bullish, but we haven't tapped 2036 as of yet. So we shouldn't really break these lows, really. So stops, if you do, then you're not bothered about the trade. Come on the hour. So this is the thing, I say we need a close respecting. Right, you can close below. It just means you look at you tend to push to the next zone, but if you look at these are minor support here around 2027. So it just means the hour could just push to that. Don't reject. I don't want to drive through, because you can easily just drive through this range. If you look at this one, we had a break below and the new hour pushed down and then flipped. When we do drive down, this hour's tapped it and pulled back. Would still play out, to be fair, but it's just whether you're going to have to break them lows again. Do we need to break the lows before coming back up? I would prefer this 2026, but there's loads of reasons to come back up. No top wicks all over. How is this 15 going to close here? Because you broke the highs here with this fake out. Who entered on this fake out, by the way? Somebody would have gone in on this. Can we tap? Do we need to pull back? This is the thing now, because this is at a push down. This is the pullback, so it means you could come past. And now we're going to drop straight to 2026. If so, can't we just sell down? We can't sell down because the 4's bullish. And the 4 can flip to the upside at any point. But we do know we need a bottom wick on this 4, so 3, 2. 2's close respecting. This is a wick fill. Because look, every time you close below this level, you push through to 2026. So if we get a top wick, can't we just sell down? This is the only area where you don't drive here. Well, you still do drive, but after. I don't know what that can take this, guys. Look at all the hours, they all come straight through these areas. All straight through. It's just whether we're going to tap and then pull back. I don't know if I can take this first trade. If this hour closes like this, I can't take this first trade. Oh yeah, get this off. Not now that the hour's closed below. Quick. So if anything now, I'm probably looking at this because the hour's closing below. Unless the hour pulls back, closes respecting 2030. Because 9 times out of 10 you drive straight through. Let's see what this hour does here. No top wick. If we can push down with no top wick, then potential, but we've got to see some big pushing candles. The 30 is still respecting this man of support here. 15's now broke the lows. Is the 15 going to push through? What are you doing? Oh, it's pretty choppy this. Pretty choppy. He's not brought back in. This is the thing. And the 4. How much of a bottom wick are we going to get on the 4? The safest thing to do really would be a 15 back above 2030. But then you would need. You probably couldn't even do that because this hour actually closed back above. And then came through the floor. We're not moving how we want it to move. But what I am thinking is maybe we could sell down. He's not closed back in yet. Or did it? Yeah, so this 30 is closed back in. The new 30 comes down, taps. It's a tough one here. There's too much contradictions going on at the minute. I need something quite clear. So the 30 should be tapping 2027. So could we not sell down if we break the highs? So if we break the highs on the 30, we could potentially get a sell stop on to come down to at least 2027. Because price can drive through. Oh, we flipped already. If this 30 had came up, created the high, we could have got a sell stop on to come down because you should be tapping 2027. I can't take this wing back buy now, guys, because the 1 hour can fly through this. Right? If you want to take it, by all means, take it. It's up to yourself. This is just me trading, remember. But I am keen on this second entry if we can get down to that. Because that would be the 4 doing a big stretch, big push back down. Can we come that far though? That's the thing. We can. So I would ideally like the 4 to hit 2025. Oh, you still in your trades, Dan?
No, I'm out.
Watch
Yeah.
this, just pure reject from this area. If it rejects from this area and comes back up, I'm probably done. Because at that point, then you can actually come straight through. We just haven't been able to get in here. Why haven't I been able to get in? The 4 broke back above. It didn't even close respecting. And you haven't tapped where you have to tap, 2036. So tough taking sells. And buys at the minute, you're breaking into the lows on the lower time frame. So you'd need to see something reverse. Broke the lows on the 15. Yeah. This could reject for me, so no FOMO, guys, but I can't take that. Let's see if we can drive straight through. If we can drive straight through. Tap 2025. Come back up to 2027. We'll look to take that. Just 20 pips. So is this the bottom wick for the 4 to flip to the upside? Or is this the 4 going to close and end up bearish? What is it going to be? Currently, it looks like it's going to be the 4 closing bearish, but how far down? That's why I can't take this, because the reach is pretty close. Because at the moment, we've broke all the lows on the hour. So we should be coming through to fill the range. If I got a top wick off this hour, which was the 30 breaking the high, then I would have had sell stops on underneath that, but it hasn't done it. It's 53 minutes, so you can still drive on this as well. Can we get 1 hour candle pop down to 2025? What's a stop? Stops are better as well now. 70 pips. Because this hour doesn't have to give us a top wick and drive straight through. But that's after it's been up to these levels. And we haven't been up to them levels yet. Where did I get this from? That was here, wasn't it? Are we going to get this? Can we get this? This would be ideal. If this hour can tap 2026 and then close small bearish, the new hour comes back down, flips. Because if you look at the hours, they can actually come through these ranges. This is... oh, there's another one here actually. The hours can actually come all the way to 2024. I'll probably give it till half past, guys, and see what's going on. If we haven't had a trade by then, I'll... The hours tend to come to 2024. So the wing back could just be from there, but there is areas where you can tap at 2026, so... which we were just short of there. This is what we're looking at. Back in, back down, back up. then gone. This would be perfect, this one. But we're coming from the bottom, coming from the downside. The only thing I've got going on really is potentially this wing back buy, but the safest thing to do is closes back above 2030 to take buys up. Now you have got wing back sells on here, but it's unlikely they're going to get tapped. Yeah. Okay, do you want to answer it? Right guys, I've got to shoot off. I'll put you on mute for now and I'll jump back on. Okay.
Who would it be if it's private number?
No
What'll
worries.
it be then, man? Right there.
Oh, it's gone now.
Oh, hey man.
Well, you took forever to get them.
False alarm, guys, it wasn't that. Okay, so what we're looking at, our is the hour going to drive through? Oh, we've got to reverse from here. We haven't actually tapped that area yet. We are struggling though. We're not like five's not really driving, is it? Long morning down there.
Aye.
Like,
I mean, I'm comfortable if we don't get trade.
yeah, I feel like I had a trade for ages.
It's been a funny
Weird, innit?
month.
The people on YouTube must be thinking, we never takes a trade.
Did you see him in January?
Bloody hell, yeah. Never takes a trade, this lad.
Yeah. 150 pips yesterday and today, so
Ah, mate, you've done sound.
happy with it.
Sound as a
More than
plum.
happy.
If my calculations are correct, we might just drive straight through this area. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. The fives. What's a five doing? Okay, he's a five. He's a five go now. Let's see if I was. Let's see if we just bomb straight through. Is this what we're trying to catch? Is this? So looking at this. Looking at this. We're even looking at these, believe it or not. So we're seeing if we can get this straight down and reject from these levels. That's what we're trying to catch. Come on. Okay, stand by, stand by. That's big 5 push. What do we see on the 5? Can you understand the reason why you change your mind so quick? So the hour, you know, it was literally hour, then this was none. Because the hour can now drive through. It could still flip, to be honest, but it's got a chance of it could just drive through. So we're trying to work out to see if we do tap this area, are we going to reject, come back up, even if we want to drive down? That's what we're trying to see. Are we going to reject from here at 2027? There's also areas where you can reject from in these areas here like this. So we could reject from here, or there's a couple of wicks down to the areas around there. It's a nice 5 claws. So we can do another push down. Come on, no top wick. Another push down. Because now that 4 hour it's now got its bottom wick created. It's had a bottom wick now. So where's this 4 gonna come? So this 4, to be honest, this 4 could actually pull all the way back down to 2024. However, we have broke the highs into the next range. So 2 minutes, guys. I've got to shoot off, but I am close for a trade. Yeah, just answer. We're back, guys. We're back.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Oh, we had a drop in people watching. Right, what we looking like? Oh shit! What a 1-to-1. Oh, look at this now. 15. Is that the area? Anyone take this?
No.
It's not for me, though. Guys, the only thing I actually do have to go. I've got a 1-to-1 at half 11. I'm only looking at this 2026. If not, I'm looking at a 15-minute buy above on 2030. So unfortunately, if I do get anything, I'll drop it in the trade ideas. But that's the only thing I'm looking at the minute. I'm probably going to call it. I'm going to have to call it a stream because I've just realised I've got a 1-to-1 with someone. I know. I'm sick of these late trades, though. We can't keep doing this, Dan. Like, I might as well trade New York. Might as well trade New York session.
I'll be 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll
So
start then.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. If you're watching YouTube, I know there's not many watching now, but like and subscribe. Jump to the Discord. I'll be back on tomorrow, 8 AM London time. Hopefully we can catch something from there. So over on that, guys, have a good day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.
Have a good one, mate.
See you later.
See you tomorrow, man.